Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and to another collective reading. I hope you're all doing well. So this one's a bit different. I already know what I want to do for this reading, okay? I'm not going to just pull some blind energies. But this one is a bit different because this is essentially going to be a bit like a shadow work reading, but not. Essentially, this is more about exposing the shadow, okay? Due to the chaotic nature of some of the things that are playing out in the collective right now, and a lot of shadow aspects being triggered, brought to the surface, as well as, you know, a lot of nefarious things that are being carried out behind closed doors, I decided that I'm just going to dive straight into this energy and expose it. So let's get into it. There's going to be probably a lot that comes out in this reading. I do recommend as well, because obviously I know how to protect my energy, my space, and cleanse. I recommend that you proceed with caution. But if you want answers, it's worth watching. Also, make sure you do cleanse and that, you know, you use whatever protection you need, okay? So let's get into it and see what needs to be revealed. I'm starting with the Dark Mirror Oracle, okay? To see what energies are pervading the collective right now. So you have Perchance to Dream. Colorless Angel, yeah, not surprised. What else we got here? Gilded Regrets. Downcast Pride. Revenge. And what else? Sacrifice, yeah. This is exactly it, okay? Like, the cards couldn't be any more perfect. Perchance to Dream, Colorless Angel. What we have here essentially is this very intense energy, and I've been seeing it and experiencing it a lot, especially with this energy here. There are some very high-ranking fallen angels that are pulling the strings behind the scenes under the command of the head honcho himself. We have Anger in Chains as well at the bottom of the deck, yes. So what we're witnessing essentially is agents, okay, ops, people who are easily manipulated, as we can see with Perchance to Dream, being used as ops, as a means of controlling the collective, okay? That means personal attacks, you know, targeting individuals, especially those who do have a calling on their life, right? You see this individual has a crown, and we have this, entity here, trying to put him to rest. And that's what I feel like has exactly been happening. We've been seeing a lot of ops that are being controlled by fallen angels and lesser spirits, lesser demons, as a means of trying to target, okay, people who have a high calling on their life. These are people who are earth angels, spiritual leaders, teachers, warriors, okay, people who are very divine in nature, people who are just full of light, okay, people who are very gifted spiritually, okay, very psychic. Also people who are incredibly intelligent, creative, people who are meant to be leaders, you know, future leaders essentially. So this is not just happening to people who are, you know, in the spiritual community that are spiritual leaders. This is also happening to people who have something that would really benefit the collective, okay, some kind of skill, talent, insight, some intelligence, awareness, okay? These are people who are going on to do something great. And these are the people that are being targeted the most at this time because of the calling that they have. And the problem is, whilst there is a lot of this happening, there are people being targeted relentlessly. The enemy knows that essentially that they are on the losing side, okay? Regardless of how it appears on the surface, regardless of what you think or what you've been told, I can tell you from first-hand experience that the darker energies, you know, the infernal forces, okay, they are losing. They are losing tremendously. And so they are using anything and everything they've got at their disposal to try and bring as many people down in vibration, to control, you know, through mind manipulation tactics, through the spell work that's being done, through divide and conquer tactics, things of that nature, to try and bring the overall collective energy down, okay, into a lower vibration, so it's easier to control and manipulate. But this is not as successful as they thought it would be, okay? There is a strong resistance being put up by, you know, obviously people in the community, others who are not so easily swayed, regardless of, you know, their spiritual beliefs, whether they're spiritual or not. There's a lot of people out here that are still not being as easily influenced as all that, okay? So the resistance is what's essentially stopping from the world to just completely fall into darkness, okay? Because what we're seeing is a power struggle like we've never witnessed before, not in our lifetimes, okay? And that's what we're witnessing play out in the 3D. It's all been happening for the longest time in the 5D, okay? Those of us who do work in the astral have witnessed it firsthand, okay? Some of us have been called to the battlefield at times, but now it's playing out in the 3D. With Gilded Regret, I feel like, yes, there are a lot of people that are harboring these types of emotions, Gilded Regret, downcast pride, okay? That is not helping. That's what's exacerbating the situation, because people refuse to heal, refuse to let go of their past, refuse to let go of, you know, the wrongdoings that have been done to them or the things they've done to others, instead of learning the lesson, forgiving, healing, moving forward. They want to bring those people down. They want to you know, either control, manipulate, or destroy, okay? There is a lot of this resentment coming through this energy, and hence revenge being here. A lot of people are seeking vengeance for the wrongdoings, okay? Which is only making the situation worse. And yes, we see very strong feminine energy coming here. I'm not surprised, because the dark goddess archetype has been triggered. It has been unleashed, okay, into the collective field, because of the attacks that have been purposely targeted at the divine feminine aspect, okay? Not divine feminine individuals who identify with the archetype, right? I'm talking about people's divine feminine attribute, okay? We have both. We all have both, masculine and feminine. And so because of all of the abuse, right, if we're just gonna call it as is, all of the abuse that's taken place towards the divine feminine aspect through the distorted masculine lens, yeah, it's created this energy. And so there is this rising of the dark goddess energy, okay? So we are seeing that come to the forefront. And so we have to be very careful, because this is a double-edged sword, okay? Well, she's holding two swords, but I'm feeling this energy is a double-edged sword, because if we embody this energy, if we fall into darkness ourselves, we become the very thing that we're fighting against, okay? So it's important that we keep this energy in check, and we don't become the very thing that we were setting out to, you know, change in the first place, okay? That's really, really key. So being able to harness this energy in a healthy way, to address it in a healthy way, to not ignore it, but to work with that energy in a way that it is sated, it is pacified, it is integrated, okay, through shadow work. That's how we're able to turn things around, okay? Then we can start thinking from the lens of, okay, what is the solution? How do we change this, okay? How do we balance the scales? How do we right these wrongs without it becoming, you know, just full-on chaos and destruction? So, yeah. And with that, sacrifices are, of course, being made, okay? And I do feel like, especially where, because this has come up a lot, we even have the number 7 here, where there has been individuals trying to sacrifice others, especially divine, people with divine callings on their life, okay? People who walk in divine energy. Those who are operating from nefarious energy that are trying to sacrifice, you know, earth angels, people that are very spiritually gifted, or people that have just a high calling on their life in general, those who have been trying to sacrifice those types of people, yeah, they're soon going to be finding themselves on the chopping block. And that's got nothing to do with the individuals themselves that they've wronged. It's more to do so with essentially the universe balancing the scales, okay? It has to be restored. And so if you try to take out a divine being, guess what's going to happen? You're going to take a loss in some shape or form, okay? Things have to be balanced out. The equilibrium has to be restored one way or the other. And so that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing a shitstorm right now because there are a ton of people out here that are operating from their shadow and trying to cause harm to others based on unhealed trauma, pain, and an unwillingness to do better, be better, become more, okay? And as such, that is creating a rift. So the universe is essentially having to bring all of this to the forefront so it can be resolved. The divine are not playing at this point, okay? They've given us ample time to get it together, to make it right, okay, as a collective. It's not happened. If anything, it's descended further into chaos. And it's not just solely on the collective, okay? There has been heavy psychological warfare conducted on the collective, which has, of course, aided in what we're witnessing. And if we're honest, what we're seeing, you know, if you look at the overall mental state of the collective right now, what we're witnessing is a mass psychosis, okay? I'm just being very honest because this is not something we can brush under the carpet. We're experiencing a mass psychosis because of all the trauma that has been inflicted on everybody at this point, okay? And now it's up to us to do the inner work on an individual level and then come together and heal, you know, in our soul tribes and then as a larger collective, okay? So it starts on the smallest scale, the smallest level, upwards, okay? This is the only way you can do it. You have to start from within, get to the very root and work outwards, okay? And because of all of this fuckery, because of all of this heinous things that people have been doing, diabolical energy that's been coming forward from, you know, the darkest planes, and then them tampering with people who are weak-willed, that hold so much anger, resentment, okay, especially with anger in chains. They essentially unleashed, you know, people's shadow to an extent where they feel comfortable with causing this chaos in people's life. They feel comfortable with trying to destroy another in order to feel better about themselves, in order to put themselves ahead in some shape or form. You know, it's like it's giving them the green light, essentially. And because they don't feel like they're accountable to anyone other than themselves, they have no problems with doing this, with behaving this way, okay? But I'm telling you, the people that are doing this kind of thing, the people that are really going out of their way to try and cause chaos, destruction, pain in people's life, they have some very dark entity attachments, okay? I can assure you that. It's so prevalent, it's not even funny. I could literally walk down the street and I can guarantee you, I can point out at least 1 or 2 people that have these kind of entity attachments. It's that widespread at this point, okay? So it's really important that you do stay protected, that you keep, you know, keep your guard up, okay? And stay alert. Listen to people's words. Listen to how they communicate. Listen to their, not just the words that they're using, but the tonation. Listen, you know, pay attention to their body language. Pay attention to their facial expressions. You will see the changes, okay? Because I'm telling you, a lot of people, they don't even realize they have these attachments, okay? They're just being manipulated like puppets. So just be aware of that, okay? So, yes. So we have an idea of what the shadow is, the shadow aspects or the attributes of the shadow aspect that's being triggered at this time in the collective, okay? We also know what kind of entities that we're dealing with. There are some very high-ranking fallen angels, watchers, that are influencing people, certain people as well, not everybody, okay? Trust me, they're not going to waste their time on individuals that cannot do a serious amount of carnage, okay? They will go for people who, more so people who are gifted but are very low vibrational, that use their gifts in the wrong way, okay? Those are the kind of people that these fallen angels are targeting. Lower level entities, they'll just attach to, you know, whatever energy source is going to be fitting, okay? So just to, you know, create some kind of separation there so it's not confusing. All right, so let's go into the Cosmic Voyagers deck then. I'm going to be using a few different decks for this. So let's see, what else do we need to know? Yes, we have Scorpio energy. I'm not surprised, okay? This is not about the zodiac signs. This is about the energy that's coming forth, okay? So as we know, Scorpio is a very intense energy. This deals with death, sex, transformation, okay? It is the energy of the underworld. And so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing essentially the underworld collide with our own, okay? Two planes colliding. What else we have here? Shaman. Yeah, we have the Winneman. This is an Adinkra symbol, okay, from West Africa. So this is all about overcoming these odds, okay? This is about standing together as a unit. This is a symbol of strength, humility, okay, resilience, but it's also not just endurance, but it's also about, it's like the archetypal energy of the hero, okay? Very heroic energy, but it's not about one person saving the world. No, this symbol represents strength in unity, right? Overcoming the odds together, okay? And that's exactly what the divine wants us to do. They want us to not be divided, but to work together as a unit to overcome these energies, to overcome these forces. But it does mean doing the work internally and then banding together to face whatever we need to face externally. Yeah, because at the moment, a lot of people are too obsessed with power, control, influence, okay? Material gain. It's like that's what they value above all else. People were easily manipulated into believing that money is God, okay? And now we're seeing the result of that. When you literally make money, which is a currency, okay? It's just a currency. But if you make money your God, this is what you see as a result, okay? It is actually, you know, money as a currency is not actually that high vibrational at all. It's actually very low vibrational as a currency, okay? And that's the problem. It's been put on a pedestal to the point where we are losing sight of what really matters, okay? So this in itself needs to be addressed. We even have, you know, Source themselves stepping in, okay? The 10D, okay, represents the Godhead, okay? This is Source, the universe. This is the Creator. This is the all, okay? The all-encompassing. However you want to define that, however you look at that, it doesn't matter, okay? It is the all, the beginning and the end. And so Source is essentially stepping in. That's how high it's got, okay? It's reached the point that Source itself is having to mobilize, okay? That is insane. That doesn't often happen. I know a lot of people think that, oh, God's stepping in with this, God's stepping in with that. No. Like, do you think something of that magnitude has time to step into every little affair? No. It doesn't even operate that way. I mean, it's so hard to even explain. I don't even know. I mean, our understanding of what it is so limited, okay? And it would be an injustice to Source to even try and define it, okay? So I don't even try because it would be ignorant of me to do so. But what I will say is that, yeah, it's reached the highest planes, okay? And it's at that point now where even Source itself is having to step in, okay? And mobilize its units, okay? Its own entourage, its own forces, okay? To try and balance out these energies. That's how bad it's got. 5D, okay? So this is the spirit guide plane. So this is why a lot of you have started to connect more with your spirit guides. You may be going through a spiritual awakening even right now. Maybe you've gone through another upgrade. Maybe you're going through, a transformation. Okay, Phoenix rising energy. A lot of us are going through another level up. You may find that your intuition is starting to become really on point, that you're getting more signs and synchronicities, more downloads, things of that nature. You may be even seeing certain gifts open up more, such as clairaudience, clairvoyance, okay? Could even be clairsentience, right? Whatever it is, I feel like you are opening up. A lot of you are opening up more. And it's to prepare you for these times, okay? Because wandering around blind, it doesn't serve you. Ignorance is not bliss, okay? So a lot of you are being rushed through these upgrades because it's for your own protection and so that you can discern, okay, who is essentially an enemy and who isn't. And I don't often talk like that, I never used to be one to talk about enemies and, dividing people in that way. No, but that's the time it is. Like, if we're being really honest, people are choosing sides. They're choosing what side they fall upon, whether they're choosing infernal energies or if they're choosing the divine path, right? At this point, there is a line drawn in the sand and you have to choose what side you fall upon. It's that simple, okay? We have Libra here. This is about scales being balanced, okay? This is about karmic justice. This is about divine retribution, divine judgment, okay? The scales have to be balanced because things have become so corrupted. Things have become so dark on this planet that, some high level energies are starting to penetrate through, okay? Some people are already picking up on this, especially people who are particularly psychic, spiritual, okay? You're already feeling this energy coming through, okay? Cutting through the darkness. It's needed. All right. What else we got here? I might have to move these up a bit so you can see properly. So I'll just quickly do that. But like I said, there's a reason I'm doing this message now, and it's because that's the time we're in, okay? Like, it's no joke. It is that serious. And I want to make sure you guys are prepared for what's coming because this is just the beginning, okay? We are heading towards the eye of the storm, so I want you guys to be ready for what's ahead. We have the 70, the angelic plane. So the archangels are mobilizing as well. I already knew that anyway, but it's good for you guys to know that. So if you have been connecting with the archangels, okay, it's possible that you have a soul contract that's, being activated, okay, that's being essentially reaffirmed to you, okay, because you may have forgotten what that is when you reincarnated. It may be that, you hadn't activated certain energy centers yet, so you weren't getting those insights, those downloads, but now the archangels are coming in to tap certain people on the shoulder to start mobilizing, okay, to do what it is that they're being called to do, to step up, okay. And I feel like as well that they're working overtime. I'm telling you, they're working overtime to deal with some of the things that are going on here. So it doesn't surprise me. So we have the sunglasses. What is being hidden is being brought to light. There's a lot of people that are doing their shady deeds behind closed doors in the small hours of the night, especially between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. because that's when, the veil between the infernal planes like the abyss and our plane, okay, because bearing in mind, even those infernal planes, they still are, operating from, they're still, on a vibration that is above ours, okay? It's on a dimensional plane that is just above ours. And so the best time to work with those energies is in those small hours of the night, okay? The witching hours, as you know. And so that's where a lot of people are doing their work, okay? When it comes to spell work and dark manifestations, rituals, things of that nature, okay? But it's all being exposed. It's all coming to the surface. So whatever anyone tried to do in the dark is being brought to light, okay? And there's that sacrifice energy coming in. We have the high priest, okay? So we have people that are coming forward in this high priest, high priestess energy. People that are relaying messages like this, such as myself. in order to bring awareness, to bring healing, in order to relay the messages of divine judgment, so that people who are doing this stuff will be held accountable, so that people such as yourself won't turn a blind eye to anything that looks off. Okay, so you pay attention to those signs and you act accordingly. These people are going to have to pay a heavy price for their actions. Okay, sacrifices will be made in order to atone for their actions. Okay, so yeah, I'm not surprised this energy came up. We did see sacrifice in the beginning, so I'm telling you, the judgments that are coming in are harsh but fair. Okay, so I think for a lot of you, you're being asked to simply step back, because it's not going to be pretty. You're not going to want to see what plays out. Okay, especially if you are in this divine energy, you're not going to want to see it. It's not pleasant. Okay, it won't bring you any peace of mind or happiness. If anything, it'll be traumatic for you. So for a lot of you, you're being encouraged to step away. Okay, step back so the divine can do what they need to do, and they don't have to bring any more trauma, pain, or misery into your life. Okay, wow. So yeah, it's really intense right now, but like I said, it is very much needed. It's the only way that scales can be balanced at this point, because wow, it's a lot. And even if you watch the readings on YouTube here, I mean, a lot of you do see a lot of these kind of messages, you know, about all of these nefarious things people have been doing, and how a lot of it's been backfiring, things of that nature. And the fact that thousands and thousands and thousands, like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people resonate with these readings, that tells you the time we're in. Okay, so it's not a time to bury your head in the sand. You need to face it head on and let the divine do what it needs to do. Okay, all right, actually let's go to the soul ties deck and see what needs to be revealed there, what needs to be exposed there. So tell me, what is the most important and most widespread message that needs to come through for the collective? What is the most important and most widespread message for the collective that needs to be relayed? We have dive in, new opportunity. Wow, marriage proposal. Okay, what else? Stolen money, items and crypto. We have 40s. Twin flame. What else? I was too ashamed to tell you everything that happened. Karmic feminine. Yeah, there's been a lot of this, and I'm coming straight to you. Okay. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have psychic abilities. I'm telling you, a lot of you are getting downloads, getting signs. You're having some physical symptoms, you're having ascension symptoms. Okay, a lot of you are experiencing an upgrade with your psychic abilities, or your psychic abilities are coming online for the first time, depending on where you're at in the journey. But regardless, okay, dive in, new opportunity, marriage proposal. For a lot of you, these divine unions that were supposed to take place, that were delayed by these people, by these entities, by this energy, are gonna start happening. Okay, the enemy could not stop what is already set in motion. Okay, it is in your birth chart, it is part of your birthright to be in the divine union. Okay, because for a lot of you, your missions, okay, the work you're meant to carry out on this planet involves your partner. Or even your mission could even just be having this union, okay? Because of the love that you share between the two of you is unconditional, which is what is needed on this planet to, you know, rise the vibration to, yeah. So with twin flame, the twin flame journey has been corrupted, okay? Just to be honest with you. A lot of people think that their twin flame is someone who they happen to have some kind of bond with, okay? Or a soul tie with, but that's not necessarily the case. Okay, you can have a lot of karmic soulmates. A lot of the people you connect on that level where there's a lot of heavy life lessons is a karmic soulmate. Okay, there are a lot of false flames that are portraying themselves as a twin flame as well, and a lot of those false flames have these kinds of energetic attachments that I was telling you about. Okay, like these entity attachments. And so they know things, they are able to tap into your energy on a level that no one else is. And that's because of the entity that's controlling them. So they're able to portray themselves and masquerade as your twin when actually they are a false flame, they are a karmic, and they're being used to confuse you, to keep you away from your actual twin, from your actual higher level soulmate, from your divine counterpart, okay? That's how they infiltrate. That's how they block your blessings, by using a false flame, okay? But many of you are starting to connect with your true twin. Many of you have already met them. Some of you are going to meet them soon, okay? A lot of you guys are starting to get downloads of who your real twin is. For those of you who are on a twin flame journey, that's another lie. Not everyone has a twin flame, okay? It serves a very specific purpose to your life if it's relevant. So not everyone has a twin flame. Not everyone needs a twin flame, okay? I was too ashamed to tell you everything that happened. Yeah, a lot of people have realized that they've been duped, okay? That they have been put in these crazy situations, that people have been taking advantage of them, that have been spinning a web of lies around them, illusions, confusion, through manipulation, energy harvesting, through energy manipulation, through black magic, through chaos magic, things of that nature, okay? And bearing in mind, not everyone's even doing magic. Not everyone knows how to do magic. Some people are attempting and failing miserably because they have no idea what they're doing. They just see something on TikTok or YouTube, you know, get the man of your dreams, or steal this person, or get everything you want. They do it and they don't even know what they're doing. And then it backfires tremendously, you know. But what do you expect? You go after something in a greedy manner, you try and steal something from someone else? Yeah, that's your karma, okay? So yeah, it's literally that. So a lot of people are starting to realize that they were on the wrong path, that they were chasing the wrong things, okay? Instead of being coming into alignment with what it is that they actually want, they were chasing things that were toxic for them, that was actually keeping them away from what they want, okay? And that's the thing, you know, on some level, we've all done it to some degree, okay? And we've realized, like, oh, you know, I thought this was this, and I thought this was what I'm supposed to align myself with, but actually, no, that's not what I thought it is. We've all been duped on some level, okay? In some connection, in some situation, or with some opportunity, right? But that's where your discernment comes in. You learn from the experience, you think, okay, now I know what to look out for, okay? Especially when you're dealing with karmics, people who can be very narcissistic, you know, people who are full-blown narcissists are very good at hiding the fact they're narcissists. So a lot of people have been duped that way, okay? But that's not to say that you should blame yourself for that. It's not your fault, okay? There is a lot of this energy in the collective. There are a lot of people who have been targeted psychologically, okay? And have been reprogrammed in a very negative way, okay? Mind control is very real. It's not just experiments that was being done in the 50s, okay? Or even in the 80s. No, it's a very widespread program, okay? That's still running. And if anything, they've been working on it and testing it on the collective. And now we are seeing the effects of that. With the karmic feminine energy, I feel like, honestly, a lot of people have been dealing with these karmic feminines who have been trying to keep you away from your twin flame, or, you know, they've been doing a lot of spell work. There's karmic masculines that have been doing spell work and all sorts of nefarious things as well, right? It's not just the feminine, but I feel like we have been seeing a lot of this dark feminine energy coming to the surface. And again, why? Because it's been targeted. The divine feminine aspect has been targeted. And so, of course, the karmic feminines come out to play, okay? It's that simple. But I also feel like with this energy here, it does underline the fact that the dark goddess energy is rising, okay? Even within those who identify with the divine feminine energy. And that's because of just the amount of wrongs, the amount of abuse, the amount of attacks that have been made against the divine feminine archetype, okay? And so it's triggered the dark goddess archetype, and now that energy is coming to the surface to fight back, okay? I'm coming straight to you. Yeah, a lot of people want to come forward, want to make this right, want to balance out the scales, which is needed, you know. Some people are going to come forward of their own volition to try and right their wrongs. That's where forgiveness is going to need to come in, because the only way you can truly defeat these entities and these kinds of energies is by being able to forgive. being resentful, being in that vengeance energy. We saw revenge. If you do that, guess what? They win. You just bring yourself down to their level. But if you're able to look your enemy in the face, see that they have been brought to their knees, that they've already faced their karma, and you accept their apology, you're able to forgive. Even if you don't say it to their face, but if you can do that within yourself and release, that frees you from the cycle. That frees you from this. You're free. You cannot be touched after that. So, and then you go through another upgrade. So honestly, it's just a win for you. It doesn't matter about whether or not the other person is only apologizing to save their own skin. It's about what it does for you, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, so this one is going to be a bit of a beefy reading, okay? So just bear in mind. So if you're not looking to get deep into it, yeah, you might want to stop watching, because I'm going to keep going because there's more to be relayed. So let's see what else we need to find out. What else does the collective need to know with these energies that are coming forward? What is it the collective needs to know with how these things are playing out currently? Wow, so we have the Hanged Man. I'm telling you, a lot of these people, yeah, they're already under divine judgment. Yeah, because of the pain and carnage that they've caused in people's lives. Yeah, they're having to atone. They're being made to make a sacrifice here. What do we have here? The Sun, Seven of Wands, Eight of Cups, Four of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Cups. Okay. Yes, very telling, very interesting. I feel like, yeah, a lot of people don't realize that their bad deeds did not go unnoticed. All they did, by having all that time to keep racking up their karma, is hang themselves by the same rope that they were trying to hang someone else with. The divine gave them plenty of length, okay? They kept dishing it out, dishing it out, dishing it out, making them think that they were going to get away with it, only to then well and truly hang themselves by the same rope that they were preparing for someone else, okay? And now they're being forced, okay? If you see here, she's being illuminated to her deeds, to her actions, okay? And so now I feel like these people are being forced to look at everything that they've done to others. They're being forced to look at themselves in the mirror and see who they really are, what they've really become, okay? So, and I'm telling you, like, the divine's not going to let up with this. These people are being tortured with their own energy. They're being tortured with their own actions, with their own deeds, with their own intentions. All of that energy they were putting out, all of these things that they were doing, it's all coming back, and they're having to swallow everything that they did. So believe me, if someone tried to hurt you significantly, believe me, they're having to swallow all of that pain they inflicted on you, plus 10, okay? So they're not getting away with it at all. But the main thing for you guys, collective, is to focus on your healing. Don't become a product of this environment. Don't become a product of what these people try to do to you, okay? You are better than that, okay? You do not need to hold yourself prisoner to what happened. Okay. Yes, it hurts. Let yourself grieve. Let yourself cry. Let yourself scream. Let yourself write. Let yourself dance. Let yourself sing. Let yourself travel. Do whatever you need to do to get it out, okay? But because the worst thing you can do is harbor it. Get it out and then focus on the healing process. Focus on the solutions, okay? Don't sit in this pain. If you're still in the environment that's making you sick, that's making you upset, that's making you feel stuck, it's time to put plans in motion, okay? It's time to think about your next step on where you're headed. Because you can't heal in the environment that's making you sick, okay? Next, you have the Sun. Illumination. Like I said, everything's coming to light. Nothing is going to remain unseen, okay? Everything is being exposed. And even though you've been through it, I mean, she's got a blood-soaked wedding dress on, for goodness sake, okay? This woman has been through it and some, okay? But she's still holding her rose. She's still not giving up hope. She's on the precipice of a new dawn here. She can already see the sun. So she knows that despite everything she's been through, a new day is dawning. And that this energy that's coming through from the divine is going to cut through the darkness and dissolve it. Okay? So now is not the time to lose faith or to give up. Now is the time to really embrace hope, okay? Because things are changing. The scales have been weighed and it will be balanced. 7 of Wands, okay? A lot of you have had to defend yourself left, right, and center, okay? And now those same people who tried to attack you, target you, they're now having to defend themselves. They're essentially standing trial right now in the spiritual courts. They have to now answer to source itself. Can you imagine having to explain these kinds of actions, this kind of energy to your maker? Like, no, that's the position they're in. It's gone to the Most High, okay? And now they're in a position where they have to explain themselves. It's not even about the lesser deities at this point, like Source itself. That's who they have to explain themselves to. Because if they want, they can snuff out their existence just like that, okay? So these people are having to fight for their lives, fight for their souls at this point. Because they make deals with the devil, so what do you expect, You make a deal with the devil, what do you think's gonna happen? And what we're seeing, the devil's collecting, absolutely. And the divine's gonna let them do it. You made these deals, okay, you can go collect. They're yours, all yours, So I'm telling you, it's not a good time for these people either. Okay? 8 of Cups. Yes. Walk away. What did I tell you at the beginning of the reading? You're being urged to walk away. Do not get your hands dirty dealing with these kinds of energies, entities, people, situations. Remove yourself. Keep walking. She's looking back one final time to acknowledge where she's been. And then she's going to keep moving towards where she's headed. She doesn't know where she's going. The path ahead is unknown to her. But she knows it's going to be a hell of a lot better than what she's leaving behind. And so she's making a sacrifice herself. She's cutting everything that she's emotionally invested in that no longer serves her. 8 of Cups. And moving towards the unknown in the hopes of a better day, okay? And that's what she's going to find. And I just say she because, we have a feminine energy on the card, but it's not about gender or anything like that, okay? And then healing, 4 of Swords. Many of us, okay, are being urged to take time for healing. Take some time out to recuperate, to rest, to get those signs, those downloads. Divine timing is a factor as well. So it's really important that when you do remove yourself, that you give yourself time to heal. You need time, okay? Even if you have to take some days off work, whatever you have to do, give yourself that time, okay? It is absolutely necessary. Wow. And then with that Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I feel like there is going to be a shift. I feel like a lot of you are going to start tapping into that inner child energy again. Love is going to start filling your heart again rather than pain. You're going to start connecting with like-minded people. You're going to start, meeting, like I said, your soul tribe. You're going to start connecting with your true divine counterparts, okay? Things are going to start to feel very different. You're going to start feeling at home, possibly for the first time in a long time or ever. It's coming. So don't give up. And now we're going to go into straight off the bat, I didn't even get to say anything. You see how this came out, the way it flew out? The snake, okay, number 7, the snake, the very first card. And it wanted to come out crossing. The snake heads are being cut, okay? All of these karmic energies are being exposed and the snake heads are being cut one by one. All of the people that fell for the deception, okay, that bought into the illusions on false promises, yeah, they're now having to pay their just dues. They're now having to balance the scales. But those who truly have, you know, despicable intentions, yeah, wow, their fate's between them and the divine. I'm not even getting into it. Next. So the anchor, 35, yeah. The lilies, 30. Wow, look at this. 30, the child, yes. 25, the ring. And what's next? And we have 38, the bridge, yeah. So this is a collective. Like I said, a lot of these karmic energies, okay? People operating from the lowest frequencies. They're being exposed. They're being handled. Okay, they're being weighed down by their own actions, their deeds, their behaviors, their intentions, their energy. All of that venom is coming to bite them back. So they poisoned themselves essentially. And now they're being weighed down by it. They're also getting signs, okay, because bearing in mind we have seagulls here, okay? As we know, birds represent messages, communication. They are messages from above. And so I feel like this is what it's about. These birds, okay, are signs, letting these people know what time it is, that they are being weighed down by their own burdens, by their own poison that they were trying to infect, you know, other people with. And so, yes, you're going to see some very questionable behavior from these people. You're going to see emotional outbursts. You're going to see them start acting really crazy. Some people will end up in jail because of their actions, you know, when they start to truly malfunction. Yeah, because like I said, everything they put out is going to come back at them all at once. And you're going to see a lot of these people have complete breakdowns, okay? It's not going to be pretty. That's why a lot of you are being urged to get out, okay? To remove yourself from these environments. Because once this starts happening, yeah, it's not going to be pretty. But with the lilies to the child and the ring, I'm telling you, a lot of these divine unions are about to take place. For some of you, you'll end up marrying your person. You'll end up having a family. For a lot of you, this is part of your birthright, okay? That you're supposed to have this divine union and have a divine child. Because the reason these particular divine children are so important, and bearing in mind they're being targeted for a reason, is because they are the future of this planet. They are the future of the human race. They are the ones who are going to change our reality. They can either make it, you know, better or make it worse. But a lot of these divine children are being birthed at this time to raise the vibration, to change the collective energetic field, okay, to bring more love into it, to transmute, okay. A lot of these divine, I'm telling you, a lot of these divine children are going to be, you know, very high-ranking spiritual alchemists, okay. That's what they're being birthed for, to transmute this dark energy into light, to bring the darkness to light. And that's what the enemy's been trying to attack, right? Stop these children from coming forward. And I'm not talking about the abortion politics that are taking place, because that's a whole nother subject, and, you know, we can have a talk about that another time. But I'm talking, it's got nothing to do with that, okay? Before anyone starts worrying about, like, I'm pro-life or anything like that. No, it's got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about, you know, the children that are walking this earth, the children that will walk this earth, okay? Because the ones that come through are meant to come through, okay? They're meant to be here. They have a purpose, okay? A lot of these children that are coming through now have a specific divine purpose. And so that's why the divine are heavily protecting these children, because they know that they are a target, okay? But regardless, they are protected. These unions are protected. All they could do is slow it down. But it's going to happen regardless. And so that's where we build the bridge between this decaying reality that we're currently living and the new one that is being birthed. Okay? So intense reading, I know. But, you know, these messages needed to come out. People need to hear this. You know, it's no good me pretending like this isn't happening when it is, right? It's so prevalent. And like I said, everyone's picking up on it. So I really just wanted to get to the heart of the matter. I didn't want to worry too much about specific scenarios. I wanted to get into the heart of the energy and give you an idea of what's happening, you know, on a widespread scale, so you can see how that applies to possibly your own individual experiences and that of those around you. Okay, so you can see the root of the issue, not just like the little individual details and circumstances, but the root cause of the problem. So that's where we tackle it. Okay, so I hope this reading brought you some clarity as to what's happening right now. If you did find this helpful, drop a comment, thumbs up, let me know what you think. Do share this reading. I think it's important that as many people see this as possible that have the awareness, okay, to take on the message. Not everyone does, unfortunately. A lot of people are still walking zombies, but you know, there are plenty of people out there that are open to this message, okay? So if you know people who would be receptive to it, share it, okay? So they have an idea of what's going on and they know how to best protect themselves. So thank you once again, everybody. Do take care of yourself, be safe out there, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.